Hey there, my friend and fellow trader. It's Will here over to XAUUSD.com. First, a big welcome to the video. So, good news, I'm back. This is my first video in maybe 5 or 6 weeks, just due to some personal reasons. I haven't been able to haven't really been feeling like making videos as of late. But again, the good news is I'm back, and today's video we're going to go over March 2021. Trading results. It's been another fantastic trading month. Kind of a really nice bounce back after last month's drawdown period. We've come back and smashed it in March with well over 1,000 pips were banked this month between both the weekly and daily services. In this video, I'm just going to go over the actual weekly trades and show you the daily trades that did happen. Okay, so first off, we're just going to have a look at this week's results. Okay, and after that, we'll go over the actual trade. So you can see this week we've had 4 trades on the weekly positions, 4 wins, some nice profits across those positions. The best position was in the Aussie Kiwi. That was the free signal I gave out last week. And you can see the daily signals. We got an additional 65 pips on the daily signals, so bringing our tally to the week to around 235 pips, which is pretty good. Which ended another great quarter. As you can see, last month we had a bit of a drawdown period after a good January. This was actually my biggest losing month since I've started the service. Personally, minus 7% last month, and you can see we've bounced back pretty nice this month with 4.6, nearly a 5% gain. Okay, and if you look at the pips, you can see pip wise we had around 977 pips this month and 150 pips so far this week. Well, that's just kind of adds into that there. That's why I said well over 1,000 pips. And you can see we had this drawdown period and we've got it more or less all back after last month. So count is going nicely. It's back on track. Again, we do have drawdown periods. It's part of the game. Thing is to get the thing is to control our risk, keep our trade size relevant with the account size. We're able to, when we do go through a bad patch, we're able to get it back quickly, and yeah, rather quickly without any damage. Okay, a few people that were using my copy service in February, using it for a long time, what did they do? They started tripling and quadrupling their risk on their accounts, and when this drawdown period happened, it kind of amplified their drawdown and they took a large hit. If they had just controlled their risk and kept it as it was, as recommended, they would have been looking rather nicely again at the end of March. But that's one of the problems with trading for other people, and they want to intervene with their own accounts. They get greedy, and when the emotions like greed and stuff come in the window, common sense goes out the window. So again, controlling the risk is key to longevity in this game. So I'll have a quick look at the actual positions we took this week, and I'll actually give you the reasons why I actually took these positions. So the first one was on the USD Swiss franc. Okay, so I kind of entered this early again this week. The actual initial position was this week was at 94,700, and you can see yesterday it popped up there, would have triggered and then dropped pretty hard. I got in early this week at 94,400, and the reason kind of being, okay, we've had this nice move down here on the charts. We are approaching this monthly area here. Okay, we've had this drop, pause, drop. So this area around 96 was on the monthly charts would be a nice area to long-term trade this. So what I like to do is zoom into the lower time frames, and if we zoom in here to the weekly, okay, we can see right here in the middle of that move, we have a nice weekly area here. The reason being, we have this drop, market pauses, and you get this huge drop down to this new low. Zoom into the daily charts, and as you can see on the daily chart here, inside that weekly area, we have this nice daily area. So that was the reason for that trade. You can see it worked out nicely. As you can see, if we look at the lower time frames, price as it's approaching this area, it starts to move sideways. We get a nice divergence signal. We get the final pop up and then sells off. We got around 30 pips on this position. Okay, it dropped down nicely yesterday, and we got out around 94,100 with 30 pips profit, which is good. This is likely to maybe continue down more. We're in the Easter holiday periods now, so no more trading till at least next Tuesday. Okay, so the next position was on the USD JPY. I'm just going to look at this now. The reason being, okay, pretty simple position here. We're right at the top of this move here from last year. You can see the huge drop here before, rallies and then hits it again. So this is kind of an area of interest because you've seen the drop offs from here before. On the weekly charts, I zoomed into the lower time frames. I was looking to trade this at 110.800. I actually traded by 110.800. And if we look at the daily charts here, we can see right inside that weekly area, we have this untested weekly area or daily area at 111. Okay, so I was just front running this market a tiny bit. See, it hasn't started to drop yet. Maybe pop up a little bit further. It did trigger the trade at 110.800, and we closed again yesterday on Thursday evening around 110.600, where it is now, because it hasn't really moved since then. Okay, so that was the reason for that trade. We can see again we've got this weekly area here. The market has dropped a few times before, pretty heavily. So it's a good area of interest for me. We see inside that weekly area, we have this nice daily area where we had this drop off before. It's untested, and that's the reason for that trade. Okay, so what was the other positions? So the next one was the Aussie Kiwi. This was a trade of the week. This was the actual free signal I give out to my email subscribers on Sunday. Okay, this position worked out perfectly from our trade where we're looking to trade. Okay, we're at this top of this monthly level here. Okay, we zoom out at this 109.500 area. The market is kind of you can see we're just in a sideways moving market here. So basically a very basic trade selling at the top of this move here. Okay, 109.500 was the where we're looking to trade. We actually entered alright 109.400. I left a message in the signal group to enter 109 because we more or less hit our entry, so we just entered this manually. Okay, we got in the position. You can see right at the top of this move we got a nice divergence signal, and the market moves down nicely from there. So it was a very basic trade, worked out perfectly. At the top of this move here, top of this ranging period here, this range bound market. Okay, daily area, and if we're manually trading this with the divergence signals tells us to get into the move, and the market drops down nicely. So very basic trade there, and worked out perfectly. Okay, the last trade of the week was on the CAD Swiss franc. Okay, again, this was another very basic position, and if we look at the weekly charts here, the monthly, let's move this. Okay, we're coming straight into a brick wall here. Okay, at this area here. Okay, this was the area that caused this huge breakdown on the monthly last year. Okay, the market's making its way back up to that area, and you can see just before that this here market was range bound. So this is a very nice trade to be selling. Nice area to be selling that. Okay, it's coming into this area this week. We were looking to sell this at 75,200 and into the area. Looking for confirmation that it's going to be selling off. Look at the daily charts. Okay, possibly could rally up a little bit further. If we look at the 4-hour charts, we're getting markets moving sideways as it comes into this area. Here last night it sells off a little bit, allowing us to exit the position. And we got around 30 pips on this. We exited this at 74,900. You can see up here. We triggered the trade yesterday, 75,200, and sells off. It's coming back up to test that area again today. Again, we are Good Friday. There's not going to be much movement today. Bank holidays all across the world, so there won't be much movement. So that was the final trade this week. Very basic setup. We are at this monthly area here where there was a sell-off before. Weekly area is approaching it. Lower time frame, you can see this huge rally up here. The market has started to move sideways, indicating momentum is starting to shift to sellers, from buyers to sellers, and the market's moving sideways, slowing up. This is likely to drop very soon. We will see how that goes. We got 30 pips in that this week, which was fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at the trading results this month. Okay, if we look at the pip count. Okay, off the weekly signals alone, we got 800 pips. Okay, we had 26 trades, 20 wins and 6 losses with a 80% win ratio. Okay, and if you're getting this in an email, you will be able to download this Excel file from there. Okay, see the first week of March, we got around 70 pips. Okay, we were kind of lagging. It started to build up momentum after our last week in February, which was a great week, and started to build up momentum, started to get back our winning streak. You can see the second week of March, 120 pips. Then we had a huge week, the third week of March, 280 pips off the weekly positions alone, and then 180 pips off the daily signals. That was a fantastic trading week. And then the fourth week of March, 180 pips, minus 10 on the daily signals, but the 180 pips on the weekly signals of 3 trades really. We had that fantastic trade on Swiss franc Japanese yen, which was great. And this week, again, another 170 pips, a nice trade on the Aussie Kiwi, and a nice 65 pips off the daily signals. So it was a fantastic March. You can see gained around 5%. Around 1,000 pips after losing last month. Okay, so again, it comes back quick. We just control our risk and things come back pretty quickly. Okay, so it was a fantastic trading month. If you want to access our service for April, simply click the link below. If you have any questions, let me know at will@xaus.com. And yeah, it's great to be back making videos for you. If you have any questions, yeah, just hit me up. Like and share this video, and I shall see you on the next video. Well over to fxace.com.